You let him essay us, I set you up to your death. When I was 9, my mom started dating a man named Roderick. He had oily brown hair and a face filled with sores. I didn't like him from the start. He made me uncomfortable to say the least. A few months after they started dating, Roderick moved into our house. Everything was okay for the first few weeks, I guess. Then my mom started to act funny. Staying up all night, not cooking us lunch or supper, not cleaning, snapping at us for no reason, and hitting us. Our lives had been turned upside down by this man so quickly. Then one night he came into my bedroom, held me down, and attacked me. I was screaming and crying for my mom, begging her to come help me, to come save me. And then I saw her standing at the door watching him attack me. My mom was just letting him do this to me. She was just watching, like she was looking at a TV or something. When he finished, he walked up to my mom, kissed her, and walked away with her. My mom just left me, crying and bleeding. I was just attacked and she allowed it to happen. Not long after they walked out, I heard them having intimacy in the living room. It was my 10th birthday. Happy birthday to me. A couple of nights later I heard my little sister crying. I got out of bed to find my mom standing in her doorway. I ran to the room to try to help her, and my mom saw me. She backhanded me across the face, making me slam against the hallway wall. I could hear my sister crying and begging. That day, I started hating my mother. The attacks went on for 3 years. I didn't know at the beginning but soon found out, Roderick had gotten my mom doing math. Roderick and math were the only important things in her life. My sister and I were nothing more than his play toys. I soon started noticing them arguing more and more. About who got more hits, this one was stashing from the other one, and you smoked the last of it all by yourself. This is when I started planning my revenge. I noticed after about 3 days they would finally pass out and sleep for almost 2. And their bag of math would always be on the bedside table, beside Roderick. I know most would ask, why didn't you call the police or child welfare? Because jail wasn't enough. He might have attacked us, but she betrayed us. She turned her back on us. And I wanted revenge and wanted her to suffer like we had. So every chance I got, I would move the bag, just at first. Make it look tampered with. Then I started taking it from the bag and placing some on my mom's table. These things alone caused a lot of fighting. They started getting physical. I continued to do this over a couple of months, taking more and more, flushing it, or dropping it down the sink. Until the last day. On the last day, I took the whole bag and flushed it. We watched 3 Disney movies before they finally woke up. And then I heard him start yelling about his missing bag. The yelling got louder and more intense, then I heard the breaking of objects. It was starting to get bad now. I hear my mom go from angry to scared. I hear him hitting her begging him to stop. Swearing she didn't touch it. He continues to hit and she continues to beg, begging him to stop hurting her, begging someone to come help her. Begging like we begged her for so many nights. My sister started asking to leave, she was scared and crying. I opened my window, put my sister outside, and followed. We ran to the neighbors and told them that Roderick was beating our mom. The neighbor called the police and brought us inside. And we watched as the police pulled up to our house, walked up to the door, stopped for a second, yelled police, and kicked the door open. After what felt like forever, we see Roderick being brought out to the police car. I wait to see my mom follow, but she doesn't. I see an ambulance pull up and the paramedics run in the gurney. A short time later I see them rushing back with my mom. I catch a glimpse of her once beautiful face, now looking like ground meat. She ended up dying on the way to the hospital. I never planned to have my mother killed. I just wanted her to feel the pain we had been feeling for these last years. And I guess in the end she did. She felt the pain and terror we felt every night for the last 3 years. She just felt it all in one night. Do I feel bad about what I did? No, I don't. If I didn't do what I did, we would have been stuck there, being attacked and beaten every day until one of us would have died. Roderick ended up getting the death sentence for the dozens of violence, SA, and substance charges he was convicted of. We moved a few states over, to be with our late dad's parents. We hadn't seen them in almost 4 years, and for the first time in a long time, we actually felt safe. My sister still doesn't know that I played a big part in our mom's death. And since we never talk about either of them, it never comes up. We are both happily married now. I have 3 children, she has 2. Both of us are active members of our PTA. No one would ever guess what we went through, or what I did to get us out of it.